にゅー。
今、猫の声しなかった？
みゅみゅ。
ほら、絶対近くにいる。おいでおいで。
にゅー。
お前かよ。
Hello guys, we're gonna see top 10 Isekai Harem anime where main character is overpowered and surprises everyone. But before we proceed, if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to stay updated whenever we upload a new video. With that said, sit back, relax and enjoy the video.
Till they put me in the dirt, gonna go far.
Number 10, we have Seiken Tsukai no World Break, Swords of Salvation, known as saviors, are special people chosen from across Japan who inherited the memories of their previous lives and able to use the miraculous power of the ancestral arts. They are being trained in order to break down metaphysicals who randomly attack, a must-watch.
Next, we have Isekai Meikuu de Harem wo. High school student Michio Kaga was wandering aimlessly through life and the internet, when he finds himself transported from a shady website to a fantasy world. Reborn as a strong man who can use, cheat, powers, he uses his powers to become an adventurer, earn money, and get the right to claim girls that have idol-level beauty to form his very own harem. Next, we have How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Takuma Sakamoto is a hikikomori gamer who is mysteriously transported to the virtual world of his favorite MMORPG.
Cross Reverie, with the appearance of his own character in the game. The Demon Lord Diablo, the two young girls who summoned him. The Pantherian Rem and the elf Shira, attempt to use a spell to make Takuma their servant. But due to his magic ring with the ability, Magic Reflection, the spell rebounds, and both end up with magic collars stuck on their necks, thus becoming his servants instead. With a serious case of social anxiety, Takuma decides to act like his character while interacting with others, and makes use of his high stats and vast knowledge of Cross Reverie's lore to survive in his new environment, traveling along with Rem and Shira to look for a way to remove their slave collars, while helping them with their own personal issues that led them to summon him in the first place.
Next, we have How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. Soma Kazuya is an ordinary college student studying sociology and economics when he's suddenly summoned as a hero by the king of a parallel fantasy world. Since the king doesn't quite know what to do with the hero he summoned, Kazuya asks about the situation that landed him there in the first place and begins to offer suggestions. And the next thing he knows, the king has abdicated, handed Kazuya the crown, and betrothed him to the princess. Thus begins a very different kind of battle for another world, one based in sound economic practices, public sanitation, and lots of paperwork. Next, we have Tsukumaiki Moonlight Fantasy. Makoto Masumi is just an ordinary high school student living a regular life, but all of a sudden gets summoned to the other world to become a hero. The goddess of the other world, however, insults him for being different and strips his hero title, before casting him off to the wilderness at the edge of the world. As he wanders the wilderness, Makoto encounters dragons, spiders, orcs, dwarves, and all sorts of non-human tribes. Because Makoto comes from a different world, he is able to unleash unimaginable magical powers and combat skills, but just how will he handle his encounters with various species and survive in his new environment? In this fantasy, Makoto tries to transform the other world into a better place despite the humans and gods having turned their backs on him. Next, we have The World's Finest Assassin gets reincarnated as an aristocrat. When a great assassin is reborn in another world, he finds himself the heir to a long line of killers from the shadows. With both his modern-day knowledge and experience and the special magic and techniques of this new world, he could very well become the most unstoppable assassin in history, a must-watch.
Next, we have Otome Game Sakai wa Mob ni. Office worker Leon is reincarnated into a particularly punishing dating sim video game, where women reign supreme and only beautiful men have a seat at the table. But Leon has a secret weapon. He remembers everything from his past life, which includes a complete playthrough of the very game in which he is now trapped. Watch Leon spark a revolution to change this new world in order to fulfill his ultimate desire of living a quiet, easy life in the countryside. Next, we have Seirei Gensoki, meet Ryo, a callous orphaned boy living in the slums. At only 7 years old, he realizes he's actually the reincarnation of Haruto Amakawa, a Japanese university student with a tragic past. While still reeling from this shocking epiphany, Ryo also comes to learn that he possesses extremely potent magical abilities and uses his new powers to solve the kidnapping case of a little girl. His good deed is acknowledged, and he's rewarded by being enrolled into a prestigious academy for noble children. Next, we have, the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody.
As the Demon Lord, Barbados leads a life where nobody dares intrude in his personal space. Desperate to find friends, he takes matters into his own hands and reincarnates 3,000 years later as Ard Meteor, your regular nobody born in the boonies. But little did he know, magic has vastly degenerated after his passing, and what was considered average magic power during his lifetime is now considered never-before-seen talent. In a new life is a new abnormal. Finally, we have Shinka no Mi. The animal fantasy story centers on Seichi Hiragi, though at the bottom of his school's social pecking order. He and his entire school are upended when everyone in the school is transported into another world. Seichi finds himself alone and approached by a gorilla, who instead of attacking him, instead proposes to him.
At the moment that Seichi thinks that, I guess a gorilla is fine too, they find the fruit of evolution, and when they eat it, their lives are suddenly changed once again. With that said, that brings us to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to the channel and comment below the one you want to check out. With that said, I will see you in the next video. DoctorAnime out.